Hey everyone, it's Ed Grabowski with your Sarasota County MarketWatch for November 2025. We've had a pretty active fall. We have more homes hitting the market, more buyers are writing contracts, and more closings than we've seen in months. But even with all this increased activity, the balance of the market still leans clearly towards the buyers. Now today I'm going to break down exactly what's driving that, how national trends are shaping our local numbers, and what sellers should be thinking about as we head into 2026. Now, for those who don't know me, my name's Ed Grabowski. I am your local broker here in the Sarasota area. Now, my business is about helping home sellers to capitalize on the equity they've gained on their property. I also work with investment real estate, with residential and commercial assets, helping people to build wealth through real estate. So if there's anything I can do to help you out, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'd love to show you what experience can do to help you to build wealth in your portfolio. All right, so let's kind of jump into some of the numbers. New listings have jumped 35.9% year over year. Pending contracts up 41%. Closed sales are up 30.6%. Now those are all solid gains, but here's the catch. The number of closings is still about 20 to 25% lower than the number of homes that went pending. It means roughly 1 out of every 4 to 5 contracts is falling apart before it gets to closing. Now, at the same time, the average price per square foot has dropped to $240 a foot, down 8.8% from this point last year, or down about 16.4% from our peak in January of 2024, where we were at about $287 per foot across the county. Now, we are sitting at 5.81 months of inventory, which places us firmly in Sarasota County in a buyer's market. So yes, we have more activity, but we also have more supply, and that is keeping pressure on pricing in our residential market. Now, mortgage rates gave everyone a brief sigh of relief last week when they dropped to 6.19% for top-tier borrowers on a 30-year fixed. But they've bounced back up to 6.34 this week. The bigger picture, we have hovered in that 6% range since about September of 2022. Even saw some prices over 7% for some time. And the Mortgage Bankers Association expects that range is going to hold throughout the next year through the end of 2026 with their predictions for the future. So while rates have been a little more friendly, buyers have largely adjusted to where the market is. Affordability, especially at the lower end of the market, is really what is shaping our market. Now, beyond the numbers, there is a powerful demographic shift happening nationwide that directly affects a market like ours. Now, according to NAR, the National Association of Realtors, first-time home buyers now make up only 21% of all purchases in the marketplace. That is the lowest number ever recorded. And the median first-time buyer age has jumped to 40 years old, while repeat buyers is right about 62. The question is why is that so important? Well, a healthy housing market relies heavily on first-time buyers absorbing those entry-level homes, which allows move-up buyers to purchase their next property. And right now, that foundation is thinner than we've ever seen. Many of today's younger adults, they came up during the Great Recession. They've watched families lose homes. They took on enormous amounts of student debt, saw housing feel more like a risk than a guarantee. That experience really has changed how a generation views home ownership. Look, it's still desirable, but it's not automatic like it was of past generations. Now, this slowdown at the entry level, it really rips through the entire system. Fewer starter homes means fewer move-ups, a slower turnover, and more inventory building at the middle and upper tiers. Now here in Sarasota County, that translates to a buyer that skews a little bit older, more established, more lifestyle driven, people relocating, downsizing, or looking for quality of life near the coast rather than young families looking to move up. Question is what does that mean for the future? Well, if these trends continue, higher inventory, slower absorption at the entry level, and cautious buyers, we are likely to remain in a challenging market for some time. Even if activity picks up seasonally, the long-term pattern points to steady, more modest demand growth. Now, for homeowners who are thinking about selling in the next 12 to 18 months, this is a crucial signal. The market is not necessarily becoming more favorable as we move forward. If your plans involve downsizing, relocating, or capturing equity, you might want to think about acting sooner. While pricing is still stable and buyer activity is healthy, that might be the smarter move. Now, home prices that are priced strategically and marketed professionally, they are still selling well, but sellers who wait too long could face a more crowded field and tighter buyer budgets. Now, my goal when I do these updates is to really kind of keep you informed so that you can plan with confidence and not have guesswork when you hit the market. If you'd like to get a clear idea of what your home would look like in today's market, or you're just starting to map out what your next move would look like, let's schedule a 15-minute call. No pressure, just insight about how your home fits in today's market. I'm going to drop a link below where you can get my calendar, or you can reach out direct to me at 941-202-0080. Again, I'm Ed Grabowski. I appreciate your time today, and thank you for taking the time to watch this month's Market Watch. And I will see you next time in another Sarasota County Real Estate Market Watch. Take care, and we'll talk to you soon.